The love and hip-hop world just exploded with a scandal nobody saw coming. Reports are flying that Yandy Smith Johnson straight up jumped Tamar Braxton after rumors surfaced that Tamar was hooking up with none other than Yandy's husband. A tease. Things allegedly got so heated that cops had to be called to break up the chaos. Fans are stunned, the cast is in shock, and this drama might be the breaking point that destroys friendships, marriages, and reputations forever. When it comes to love and hip-hop drama, fans have seen it. All cheating scandals, explosive reunions, and messy fights. What just went down between Yandy Smith, Tamar Braxton, and Mendeecees has completely shifted the game. This isn't just another on-screen argument. This is betrayal, rage, and chaos that spilled over into real life. And it ended with cops being called to calm things down. It all started with whispers. For weeks, little rumors were floating online about Tamar and Mendeecees getting a little too close. At first, fans brushed it off. After all, Tamar is no stranger to controversy, and Mendeecees has had his share of drama. But when more and more cast members started hinting at it behind the scenes, the speculation began to feel real. Yandy, who's always been protective of her marriage, heard the talk too on, let's just say. She wasn't about to sit back quietly. Now, here's the setup. The cast was filming an after-hours event. It's one of those exclusive parties where producers love to capture candid interactions. According to eyewitnesses, Tamar and Mendeecees were spotted tucked away in a corner, talking closely. Some said it looked innocent, while others swore Tamar was flirting heavily and touching his arm in a way that didn't look friendly at all. The moment Yandy clocked what was happening, the entire vibe shifted. Witnesses claim you could literally see the storm brewing in Yandy's eyes. She walked straight across the room, not even hesitating, and confronted Tamar on the spot. Cameras were rolling, the music was blasting, but you could still hear Yandy's voice cut through everything. "What are you doing with my husband?" Tamar, being Tamar, didn't back down. She allegedly snapped back, saying Yandy was being insecure and that nothing was going on. But instead of calming the situation, that only added fuel to the fire. Yandy accused Tamar of crossing boundaries and disrespecting her marriage. And at that point, things turned physical. Multiple sources claim Yandy lunged at Tamar, shoving her back against the wall before security could even react. Drinks spilled, people screamed, and chaos erupted in seconds. Tamar tried to push Yandy off, but Yandy wasn't letting go. What started as a verbal showdown turned into an all-out brawl, with the two women grabbing at each other's hair and clothes while the cast and crew scrambled to break it up. Now, here's where it gets wild. While security was pulling them apart, Tamar allegedly screamed, "Ask your man why he's been calling me late at night." That one line shifted the entire fight into a new gear. Fans who witnessed it said Yandy's face turned pure rage, and she tried to go at Tamar again, this time with even more force. The crew had to step in, dragging both women in opposite directions while Mendeecees himself stood frozen, trying to calm Yandy down but looking guilty as ever. Within minutes, the cops were called. Sources say production staff didn't want to take any chances, especially with how heated things had gotten. By the time officers arrived, the fight had broken up, but the damage was already done. Tamar had scratches on her arm, Yandy's hair was a mess, and Mendeecees was caught in the middle of a scandal that was now way too big to hide. As soon as the story leaked online, social media exploded. Fans rushed to Twitter and Instagram, demanding answers. Some people immediately sided with Yandy, praising her for defending her marriage and calling Tamar messy for even entertaining conversations with Mendeecees. Others felt Yandy went too far, saying physical violence wasn't the answer and that Tamar didn't deserve to be jumped over rumors. The timeline was flooded with hashtags like hashtag YandyYVs, TAMAR, hashtag Mendeecees mess, and hashtag cops called, with thousands of people posting memes, theories, and their own hot takes. Some fans even started digging into Tamar's past relationships, pointing out her history of messy situations, while others revisited old clips of Yandy being suspicious about Mendeecees' loyalty. But here's the real kicker right after. The fight producers allegedly sat both women down separately to get their side of the story. And let's just say, both interviews were explosive. Yandy was reportedly fuming, telling cameras, "I've been holding my marriage down for years. Ain't no woman gonna come around and disrespect me like that, not Tamar. Not anybody." Meanwhile, Tamar fired back in her own confessional, saying, "Yandy's insecure. If her man wasn't entertaining me, there wouldn't be a problem. She needs to check him, not me." That confession alone was enough to get fans buzzing. Did Tamar just admit that Mendeecees was actually entertaining her, or was she simply throwing shade to get under Yandy's skin? Nobody knows for sure. But one thing's certain. This fight wasn't just about Tamar and Yandy. It was about Mendeecees. And whether he's been playing both sides all along? To make matters worse, insiders claim producers have receipts, phone logs, text messages, and even footage of Tamar and Mendeecees looking way too comfortable at past events. If that's true, it could completely shift the narrative and prove Yandy's instincts were right all along. But until those receipts come out, the speculation will only grow louder by the end of the night. Both women were escorted out separately, and filming was put on pause. Police reportedly didn't make any arrests, but the fact that they had to be called at all shows just how serious things got. Cast members left the scene shaken, some saying it was one of the most intense fights they've ever witnessed in the show's history. As fans replay the events online, one question keeps popping up. If Mendeecees really did hook up with Tamar, what does this mean for his marriage to Yandy? And if he didn't, why did Tamar throw out that bombshell claim in the heat of the fight? She lying just to get under Yandy's skin? Was she exposing something Yandy wasn't ready to face? Whatever the truth may be, this storyline has officially crossed from messy drama into full-blown scandal. And it's only going to get messier from here. If part 1 gave us the blow-by-blow of how the fight went down, part 2 is all about the aftermath. Trust me, the fallout was just as explosive as the showdown itself. The very next morning, clips of the altercation started circulating online. A few crew members who'd been filming behind the scenes leaked shaky cell phone footage of Yandy lunging at Tamar. Tamar screaming back and Mendeecees looking frozen in the background. Within hours, the fight became one of the top trending topics on social media, with fans dissecting every second of the grainy video like it was evidence in a courtroom. People immediately noticed Tamar shouting, "Ask your man why he's been calling me," in the clip, and that line became the centerpiece of online debates. Some argued that Tamar was simply throwing shade to embarrass Yandy in the heat of the moment. Others believed she was telling the truth, that she and Mendeecees had been in contact for longer than anyone realized. Either way, it was clear that Yandy's trust in her husband had just been publicly tested in front of millions. On Instagram, Tamar posted a cryptic story just hours after the incident. People love to create a narrative. But I will always defend myself. Don't start one, don't be one. Fans immediately connected the dots, assuming she was referencing Yandy attacking her first. Tamar's loyal supporters flooded her comments, accusing Yandy of being insecure and violent. One fan wrote, "Tamar doesn't owe Yandy anything? Mendeecees is stepping out? That's on him." Another chimed in, "Yandy embarrassed herself on camera. Tamar stayed unbothered." But Yandy wasn't staying silent either. She posted her own story with a very different tone, saying, "A woman protecting her home is never wrong. Play with anybody else, but not my family." Her message was short but powerful, and it sparked a wave of support from her fans, who saw her as a wife standing up for her marriage. Team Yandy quickly flooded timelines, dragging Tamar for being messy and seeking attention by getting too close to a married man. Meanwhile, Mendeecees' silence was deafening. He didn't post a single thing for days after the fight, and fans roasted him for it. Twitter was full of comments like, "Why Mendeecees ain't speaking up if he's innocent?" And the fact that he lets two women fight over him says everything. Even bloggers started calling him out, accusing him of enjoying the attention while letting Yandy and Tamar take all the heat. But things took a dramatic turn when an anonymous source claimed to have screenshots of text messages between Tamar and Mendeecees. The messages allegedly showed Tamar asking him to pull up and him replying late at night. While the authenticity of the screenshots hasn't been confirmed, the rumor alone was enough to make fans go wild. Suddenly, Yandy's rage didn't look so misplaced. This is where things got even messier. Other Love and Hip Hop cast members started chiming in. Rashida allegedly left a shady comment on a blog post about the fight, saying, "Some people stay looking for married men." Spice posted a laughing emoji under a meme about the altercation, fueling speculation that the entire cast was picking sides. Insiders revealed that producers were both horrified and thrilled. On one hand, they were worried about liability with the cops being called. On the other, they knew this was ratings gold. One insider even claimed the cameras caught everything: the fight, the screaming, and the moment police arrived. If true, this would make it one of the most dramatic episodes in Love and Hip Hop history. Behind the scenes, though, the damage was much deeper. Yandy reportedly confronted Mendeecees privately after the fight, demanding to know if Tamar's claims were true. One insider says Mendeecees swore nothing happened, insisting Tamar exaggerated their conversations to make him look guilty. Yandy wasn't fully convinced, and their heated argument nearly ended with her walking out. For Tamar, the pressure was equally intense. She allegedly broke down in tears after leaving the scene, telling close friends she felt ambushed and disrespected by Yandy. Some of Tamar's camp believes Yandy attacked her not just out of suspicion, but also because Tamar's fame and influence make her a threat. In their eyes, Yandy wanted to embarrass Tamar in front of everyone to remind her who really runs the circle, as the online debate raged on. Fans split straight down the middle. Team Yandy argued she was justified in defending her marriage and exposing Tamar's shady behavior. Team Tamar clapped back, saying Yandy should have taken her issues up with her husband, not another woman. And in the middle of it all, Mendeecees became the most criticized person of the entire scandal for staying quiet. While the two women bore the brunt of the drama, the police involvement added another layer of seriousness. While no arrests were made, reports say both women were warned about potential legal consequences if the fight escalated further. Tamar allegedly considered pressing charges at one point, but decided against it. Not wanting to look weak or turn the situation into a bigger circus. By the end of the week, blogs had published dozens of think pieces. Some called the incident a dangerous display of toxic relationships. Others labeled it classic Love and Hip Hop chaos. Either way, it was clear the scandal had already cemented itself as one of the show's biggest storylines. The question fans couldn't stop asking was simple: who was telling the truth? Was Tamar really hooking up with Mendeecees behind the scenes, or was she just stirring the pot for attention? And if Mendeecees really was innocent, why was he so reluctant to publicly defend himself and his marriage? As the dust settled, whispers emerged that more evidence could be on the way. Producers, bloggers, and even former cast members hinted that this was only the beginning. Rumors of additional audio clips, unseen text messages, and even eyewitness accounts of Tamar and Mendeecees spending time together continued to spread, making it clear that the drama was far from over. By the end of part 2, one thing was undeniable. The fight wasn't the end of the story, it was the start of a much bigger scandal. With cops already involved, receipts allegedly in play, and an entire fan base demanding answers. The stage was set for the biggest fallout yet. If part 2 left fans reeling from the online chaos, part 3 is where the scandal spiraled into something much bigger than anyone could have imagined. What started as a messy fight between two women quickly grew into a storm that threatened careers, marriages, and reputations. Days after the altercation, the blogs began dropping what they called receipts. One outlet claimed to have obtained audio clips of phone calls between Tamar and Mendeecees. The voices weren't crystal clear, but many listeners swore it sounded like Tamar laughing and Mendeecees telling her, "You know, I miss you when I can." The clips went viral instantly, and the court of public opinion began leaning toward Tamar's side of the story. Yandy, however, wasn't having it. According to insiders, she demanded access to Mendeecees' phone records and threatened to walk out if he didn't comply. One friend close to the couple said Yandy was heartbroken but determined to get the truth. For her, it wasn't just about Tamar, it was about whether her husband had betrayed her. After years of standing by him through prison sentences and public scrutiny, meanwhile, Tamar leaned into the storm. She went live on Instagram, tearfully telling her followers, "I didn't go looking for nobody's husband. He came to me. Don't put this on me." She didn't say Mendeecees' name directly, but everyone knew who she meant. That live stream racked up over 500,000 views in less than 24 hours. And it painted her as the victim of Yandy's wrath. But the live show also sparked another round of drama. Some fans pointed out that Tamar seemed to carefully avoid denying the alleged hookups. Instead of saying nothing happened, she focused on shifting the blame to Mendeecees. That silence spoke volumes to Yandy's supporters, who took it as proof Tamar was guilty of crossing the line. Producers, who were already sitting on hours of raw footage, realized they had struck gold. Sources say they scrambled to rearrange the season's storyline, making Tamar and Yandy's feud the centerpiece of upcoming episodes. Behind the scenes, castmates were instructed to pick sides on camera. Some reportedly refused, not wanting to be dragged into the mess, while others jumped at the chance for more screen time. The fallout also reached beyond the show. Brand deals that Tamar had been negotiating allegedly went cold with companies not wanting to attach their names to her amid rumors of her being a homewrecker. Yandy, on the other hand, faced backlash for appearing violent and territorial, with critics questioning whether attacking Tamar publicly was the right move. Mendeecees finally broke his silence a week later in an exclusive interview. Sitting stiffly in front of the camera, he denied everything. "Me and Tamar never had nothing. I might have spoken to her, but it wasn't like that. People making something out of nothing." His denial, however, felt hollow to many. Fans pointed out that he seemed nervous, avoided eye contact, and never directly addressed the leaked audio. Yandy reportedly watched the interview and exploded. According to sources, she screamed at Mendeecees afterward, accusing him of lying by omission. In her eyes, his refusal to fully clear things up was just as bad as admitting guilt. Some say Yandy even packed a bag and left the house temporarily, wanting space to think about whether their marriage could survive this level of betrayal. As if things weren't messy enough, more rumors surfaced. A blogger claimed to have seen Tamar and Mendeecees at a hotel weeks before the fight. Another alleged that Tamar had been bragging privately about being the one he really wanted. While none of these claims were confirmed, the sheer volume of accusations made it nearly impossible for Yandy to keep her cool. The fan base split turned into an all-out war. Hashtags like #TeamYandy and #TeamTAMA are trended daily, with fans editing together clips, memes, and reaction videos. Tamar's supporters painted her as a strong woman unfairly vilified, while Yandy's fans saw her as a loyal wife protecting her household. In the middle of it all, Mendeecees became the target of near-universal ridicule, with fans branding him a coward for letting women destroy each other while he hides in the background. By this point, police involvement became a recurring topic. Tamar's camp pushed for charges, arguing she had been physically attacked on set. Yandy's team clapped back, saying Tamar provoked her with months of inappropriate behavior toward Mendeecees. Ultimately, no charges were filed, but both women received stern warnings that any future altercations could lead to serious consequences. The producers, knowing the season was about to become the most explosive in franchise history, began teasing. Previews. In one clip, viewers saw Tamar breaking down in tears during a confessional, saying, "I never wanted it to go this far. I just wanted to be respected." Another teaser showed Yandy angrily telling Mendeecees, "You put me in this position. You embarrass me. Embarrass me." But the biggest bombshell came at the reunion taping. Multiple sources confirmed that Tamar brought out a shocking piece of evidence. A screenshot of what she claimed was a direct message from Mendeecees. Reading, "You know it's you, I can't stop thinking about." The crowd reportedly gasped, and Yandy's face was described as pure devastation. Producers immediately cut cameras, unsure if the reunion had just crossed a line to reel to air. Whether the message was authentic or not, it left everyone shaken. If true, it proved Mendeecees had been emotionally involved with Tamar, if not physically. If fake, it showed Tamar was willing to go to extreme lengths to protect her image. Either way, the damage was done. The trust in Yandy's marriage had been shattered in front of millions. By the end of the ordeal, fans weren't just questioning Tamar and Mendeecees, they were questioning Yandy's future. Could she forgive him? Would she even want to? And could their marriage survive under the public microscope, with receipts and rumors still swirling? The fight may have started with Yandy lunging at Tamar. Ha! But it ended with a question much bigger than either woman. What happens when loyalty, fame, and betrayal collide on the world's biggest stage for reality TV drama? For now, all eyes are on Yandy and Mendeecees. Tamar may have walked away bruised but defiant. But Yandy is the one left with the hardest decision of all. Stay, fight, or walk away, and no matter what she chooses. The cameras will be rolling. And there you have it. Y'all, this isn't just reality TV anymore. Okay? This is real life playing out in front of the cameras. Do you think Tamar really crossed the line with Mendeecees? Or is Yandy overreacting and letting her emotions explode on set? And most importantly, can Yandy and Mendeecees' marriage survive this storm? Or is this truly the beginning of Tazies? Or is this truly the beginning of the end? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments, because I want to hear what side you're on. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss the latest updates on this wild saga. Trust me, the next chapter is about to get even crazier.